items, and then it's going to start tippering off compared to the DAMWON.
So we'll see if DAMWON can hold on here in the early game up against KingZone, who are going to be looking to brawling as game number 1 of DAMWON versus KingZone starts now. We are totally packed out here, guys. Not a single seat that I can see has not been taken. And it's a big deal, right? I mean, this game, DAMWON has gained so many fans over the course of being in the LCK, especially of recent time, going over to Rift Rivals, being on a big stage, didn't seem flustered at all. Played a fantastic game. And KingZone, of course, definitely some big names on their side, especially Deft, one of the most popular names in all of LCK.
And, well, DAMWON, like you're mentioning, it's really nice to see them going on this tear here in summer and finally living up to all the hype that people had about them pre-spring. There were multiple pro players that, during Worlds and whatnot, talked about scrimming against the team and saying how good they were, but then in spring didn't quite live up to that hype. But now, they're looking quite monstrous here in summer. We're going to see what KingZone can actually manage to do about it. As the junglers, Sejuani might just go for a full clear, most likely. J4 did go for red into blue. It looks like he's simultaneously taking the Gromp at the same time, so we'll see what route Canyon's going to progress into here. Looks like Corki has prio in mid lane, but Rascal has priority in top lane.
Yeah, especially for this early game, the Aurelia will be able to push a lot faster. But take a look at what Nuguri's doing. Waits, tanks a bunch, gets that lane to just pull back a slight bit.
And this is really good, because you can see that Rascal, even though he has the ward down in the river, it's an awkward timing for him where the lane state isn't super ideal. Now, the fortunate thing for him is that due to the minion's HP, the lane is coming into him. And so for the next 2.5 waves, it will push slowly into Rascal, which does align with Sejuani being on the left-hand side of the map. So if there's a timing to get Nuguri's flash, it's going to likely be on the next wave or the wave that follows. And then that's usually where both top laners are going to look for recalls.
We have a bunch of unsealed spellbooks in this game that I think we have to mention. We got 2 on the side of KingZone, Naehyun and TusiN, which for TusiN shouldn't be any surprise if you guys have been watching for a while. And then we also have it on the Vladimir in the top lane. So he forgoes the phase rush or any other kind of rune that could be aggressive and says, I want to be able to swap out of my teleport just in case.
That will help him in the later stages of the game. But meanwhile, Cuzz, he ends up recalling, picks himself up a Chilling Smite, and he's going to utilize the priority in mid and bot lane to convert into a right side scuttle capture. Looks like Canyon, using the intel from Nuguri, going to path to the left-hand side scuttle crab with Challenging Smite.
Blue versus red here.
Yep, Sith versus Jedi.
Yeah. Except the red jungler has the blue smite.
Okay.
And the blue jungler has the red smite. So, traders on both sides, behind enemy lines.
The ward placed by Canyon, a little bit interesting considering that you must know that Sedge is on the right-hand side of the map, so ward coverage not going to get the most value.
Oh, a bit of a trade here to press the attack going down onto Nuguri. Let's see if Rascal goes in the flash, and he's going to pick up a solo kill onto Nuguri in the top lane.
And Canyon's around, but...
Oh, okay. He's going to get the knock-up with the challenging smite here. It is going to be the kill.
Oh, this is a nightmare now for Rascal. Because now Canyon, he can stick around, and if Rascal teleports... Canyon, where are you going? Hello?
He's going to be in the top side river. Just not going to camp him just yet.
Looks
no
like
flash on the Aurelia.
They want to rush down to the open dragon to stop the Sejuani, but because of this, Nuguri loses his freeze up in top lane. So the open Drake, which, let's be honest here, Valdez, it doesn't tend to do very much.
That's true.
The open dragon, not as valuable as the absolute annihilation that could have been enforced in top lane just by sticking around. But let's take a look at this excellent solo kill here by Rascal. He just gets so much value. And then right at the very end there, Nuguri just wasn't expecting it. You can see that Rascal flashes could have been responded to, but didn't quite matter. Kept his flash in the end, and right there, Canyon, with such a beautiful wave, could have just enforced a perma-freeze in top due to the amount of minions that existed.
Yeah, and that would have been really fantastic. I mean, you can see that Rascal, no flash. He is level 6, but Nuguri has his, and so does Canyon. So it would have been quite easy to get the knock up. Maybe they just felt like they didn't have enough damage. As okay, here comes Canyon again. Gonna force that flash out of Cuzz. And a nice read. Maybe would have seen him going in, not 100% sure, but is able to get a big summoner out of the Sejuani.
Yeah, it's a very valuable summoner, especially because Cuzz is going to be approaching level 6 soon. Look at this. Canyon and Nuguri.
All right, looking for the knockup. He gets it. There's the challenging smite. You can see Rascal. He's running away from the turret. He knows he has nowhere to go. And Canyon is making so many plays on this map.
Don't hit the... We need to report this junk. Well, I don't know why he hit the minions.
He was taxing the lane.
I think Nuguri still had a reasonable freeze. I mean, he's going to be able to crash the wave recall, and then the wave will come back into him. But given that J4 wants to stay on the left-hand side of the map right now because of the blue buff, the Gromp, and the Scuttle Crab, it's not imperative that he rush towards the bottom right. Because ShowMaker's able to maintain priority in mid lane. It's not like Naehyun's able to get a clean crash and then rotate down with Cuzz off the blue handoff and try to go for a 4 pressure play bot. Alright, well,
Lightning down here as
TusiN.
TusiN, yeah. He's going to be just fine. It looks like Nuclear and BeryL didn't want to overcommit. Deft was level 6 before them. So probably a good read. They'll just take the good trade. Either way, I mean, the push being what it is, says, okay, I'm going to take a insane amount of damage. Level 6 Sejuani is nearby, but again, there's no flash, as we mentioned before. Let's see what Canyon can do. This guy has been all over the map and dominating the early game. He is going to be in position once again for this. Will spot the Sejuani.
Ends up finding the Sej. Nuclear has teleport available, but Deft is doing such a phenomenal job in this lane. He's up 24 CS right now. I shouldn't just say that. TusiN, he's doing his part too.
Yeah, of course. It's the whole lane. Don't forget about the supports.
Canyon now coming over. And replaces another control ward. Before going over to the Raptor camp. And meanwhile, still up in top lane, Nuguri is still down in the CS department, ever so slightly. Although if he does farm all of this up, he'll be up 1. And you can just see he is very keen on permanently holding that freeze. As Vlad, as Aurelia now, looks like she wants to give up potentially on the lane and run down through river, but it's only an open dragon.
You know, it's only an open Drake, but both of these teams are just, it feels like they're valuing them like it's an Infernal. As even Canyon was going in and he was like, nope, okay, we're not sure where Aurelia is, we're just going to back away. And everybody just wants to get the mission in here. Looking for the extra damage on a TusiN. See, the aggro was given to Cuzz there for just a moment. But TusiN taking a ton of damage on the backside. That Ocean Drake is really strong.
It's definitely acting as a 6th member right now for DAMWON. As meanwhile in mid lane though, ShowMaker, he almost has his call complete. So that's quite nice. It's a very, very early call, very early completion. Whenever he does end up getting that, Rascal
down a level.
Yeah,
Got to be careful about
getting
that.
a little frisky. Oh.
Nice stun, though. And denies the empowered Q. Immediately, Hemoplague has to be thrown down. And the heal is available for Nuguri, so you can see that Rascal is just like, okay, we'll just back away off of that one.
BeryL looking for a tether.
He had to
really
there.
greeting.
Yeah. Stayed way too close on that play. So we will have the cleanse gone from BeryL as, okay, another fight up in the top side. Nuguri looking for that empowered Q, but a perfectly timed one there. As okay, in goes the ultimate. It's not going to hit Nuguri. He's going to try to get some health back, and he will survive with the flash. Very well done to make the best of that game.
And now DAMWON, they're going to convert this into an open Drake capture. Unless TusiN and Deft can somehow steal this, but J4 has Smite, so...
Oh, he missed the binding. Canyon just able to flash over the wall. And so, Nuguri gets away from the 1-on-2. And the Ocean Dragon will go the way of DAMWON in the end.
Mountain Dragon will be coming up next. Rod of Ages completed for Naehyun here on the Orianna. Build was originally popularized on the Korean server by he who shall not be named. Lord Voldemort himself.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Catch my drift.
Yeah, it was T1. We're going to take a look at this gank once again.
You can just see the pool comes out right at the last auto. And then Rascal flashing away. That just feels really bad. Cuzz doesn't quite have flash available.
Both of the ults missed by like a millimeter.
And now TusiN looking for another binding. But he's lost quite a bit of HP. He's going to be forced to recall soon. If not right now. Vladimir almost has death cap. That's nice.
Yes. Pretty interesting.
A little bit of an interesting build, yeah.
You don't see that all the time, but perhaps he feels like he can get the ghost with the unsealed spellbook, or just doesn't need it, but rather the extra AP. He's now level 10, so he can actually have a bunch of cooldown reduction on his Q for now, and he's getting the push up in the top side. Is Canyon just going to abandon the Rift Herald and say, let's just help you out up here and see what we can find?
Can actually go for that gank. Really, it would have to be around 70% for them to juggle the turret aggro correctly and orchestrate the kill. But now, Kingzone, they might be intent on trying to start this Rift Herald. There's only 45 seconds remaining on turret plates, so unlikely that they would be able to get this and then get turret plates, given that we gotta imagine that DAMWON is gonna try to slow them down. And this can be scary too. Nuclear, he doesn't have teleport. Deft does.
And the package with the Corki. Look at the Corki on the minimap. He's coming on up.
All right, we're going to decide the game here at 13.5 minutes.
Oh, big knock-up already. Gets the three of them. Naehyun trying to trade it back. And in goes Rascal, trying to do that damage in the backline, but he's going to be burst down by the tides of blood. At least the Rift Herald will go the way of Kingzone, but how many deaths are we going to have on the backside? There's going to be a second one. In goes ShowMaker, but a nice blasting plant gets Cuzz away. But that's still 3 deaths on the side of Kingzone. DAMWON coming ahead in that fight.
And DAMWON, they're up 3,000 gold after this. They're going to get such an XP advantage from all of the minions that are going to end up going completely to waste. They're also going to steal away jungle camps through all of this. Everything is just so good for them right now. And if you're a Kingzone fan, you have to wonder, why were they just doing that over a 13-minute, 30-second Rift Herald that isn't going to be able to convert into plates? So, if we take a look at this replay, Kingzone, they think to themselves that they have the priority on Deft and that should be enough, but they didn't. Okay, well.
Naehyun under turret is not going to be able to survive against that much damage in the hands of ShowMaker and Nuguri.
That was, that Rascal died. He died up in top lane. So, this game is probably about as bad as it could be for Kingzone. All of the gold inside of Vladimir and Corki, the 2 best champions to have it. at this point in time especially. I can't imagine how close. I mean, Vladimir must have it. Death cap on his recall.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's going to have that damage. You can see they're desperately trying to make the most out of this poor Shelly, who got thrown down on the bottom side, didn't even get rewarded with plates.
She's just not having a good day. Vlad now finally going to recall, probably going to pick up the Rabadon's death cap. We'll see what else he ends up picking up, because he must have more gold than that inside of him. Okay, none of the needlessly large rod, so it's quite impressive.
He's got some items.
Yeah. Okay, you know, one replay wasn't good enough.
We have to see it a second.
Yeah, let's take another look. You know, low standards, you know. We have to make sure that we really address the issue here.
Cuzz had enough to fight. He's like, okay, I'll just take the Rift Herald at least. As there was no way TusiN's getting out of this one. And now we're grouping up here for the Mountain Drake. Immediately a 4-man Cataclysm, as already so much poke has gone down onto King Zone. Nuguri in here as Rascal is desperately trying to get away, but there is nowhere to run. And Canyon is not going to let them go home alone.
Oh, man.
She's going to zone him in under this turret. Can they actually make it happen? The big Karma Shield as the dash out of Deft. And meanwhile, the Mountain Drake went down to the Ezreal as Nuguri has unlimited amounts of damage with all of that AP that he picked up. The flash forward, he looks away from the explosion. That's going to be the ace in favor of DAMWON.
It's 17 minutes right now, and the gold lead is 6,000. Another turret about to fall. Mountain Dragon going over the way of King Zone. And just look at that Cataclysm into the EQ. And Vladimir from the south just able to do so much damage with his current items. Rascal ends up going down. Deft entering /FF right now. He's trying to go next. TusiN voted no.
And it was TusiN and Naehyun for sure.
Oh no.
It's always the Orianna player. He's like, just wait until I scale. I just need one more item.
It's over.
Hey, it's going to take a bit of time, but then he said GG. He's like, oh yeah, it might take a little bit of time to dive them. Oh no, wait, no, it's GG. Okay, he's 4-0-4, but we know exactly where ShowMaker is on the map. As they gave him his Corki, they gave Nuguri the Vladimir, and Nuclear BeryL were able to take a safe bottom lane. Doesn't matter that Deft was ahead by 24 CS. They weren't able to do anything. And DAMWON once again are just rolling over a top team like it's a challenger team. I don't know what's going on with DAMWON now. They're on an 8-series winning streak, and number 9 could be King Zone.
Well, they are definitely making a case for the finals as they continue on with their dominance. And King Zone, I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do to come back in this game. Realistically, I don't think that the game is able to be salvaged outside of a Miracle Sejuani ultimate into a Miracle Orianna Shockwave, along with a Lux hitting her 4-man ultimate. You know? Maybe
a culling as well.
I mean, barring one of the DAMWON Gaming members going into a coma on stage, I just don't think that King Zone can win.
Yeah, I mean, it's not nice to call it early, but 7,000 gold at this time is generally when you're feeling good, especially with the champions that are fed. You know, like, if this was a Xinjiao that was doing really well from the jungle, but the enemy team had a Zir and Sivir, you might be like, okay, maybe there's a chance, you know, we got to take it for another 20 minutes, but that's not the case. I mean, this is Corki with 4 kills, 4 assists, and a Vladimir with 4 kills and 3 assists.
I mean, it's Corki and Vladimir with 2 core items completed at 19 minutes. Okay, well.
ShowMaker decides this isn't fair. Let's give some gold back to them. As another Cataclysm coming in with TPs, but everything is kind of disjointed here. Cannon going in a bit too early. He's going to be bound down. And should go down here as Rascal will. Okay, it's Nuguri versus the world now. 1-on-4 here. The rest of his team trying to get on top of him, but he can't. As DAMWON, we were praising them too hard. The caster curse is real, as 3 kills going to go the way of KingZone.
All right, well, that was a turn of events. It started with ShowMaker getting picked off, and then everyone committing to a fight in a really bizarre manner, and it has allowed KingZone to have some breathing room and at least reset the tempo in the game. Another open dragon going to be coming up in a minute here. Let's take a look at how this all ends up transpiring. This was really well orchestrated by Deft. Although one might be able to argue that he is giving it away with his forward clicks, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Darwin comes in with the Cataclysm EQ. Deft able to get out. Canyon running for his life, but not really able to go anywhere. Nuguri pops Lux really quick, but just not able to really do anything else as Naehyun's able to bring him down.
There's just one thing after another, and I think DAMWON were overconfident to continue on the fight, and the response was good in time by KingZone. A good gang setup as well, so gotta give them props for trying to find whatever window of opportunity they can to try to come back in this game.
Well, DAMWON now in mid lane, looking like they want to raise the mid-tier 2 turret. Deft gonna be the lone defender. Not long for this role. Yeah.
And out rotation, you see that Naehyun is top with Exhaust. That's not TP. We got Nuguri down on the bottom side. Rascal's scared of him. He's not a big fan of vampires. And ShowMaker's easily able to walk on over. That's 2 turrets now extra for gold in the hands of DAMWON Gaming already.
Well, this is the real victory here, Valdez. The second open dragon.
Yes, that's true.
This is the most important capture on the map right now. They're going to pick that up. They're going to roll an Infernal. Almost.
Close.
Almost.
Yeah.
Wrong script.
Yeah. That's for next
They're
game.
sabotaging me. Yeah.
You might want to turn to page 3 of the script. That's where game 1 should be.
All right. Well.
We're not supposed to read the script at the same time, all right? It was my turn.
All right. KingZone, they might try to posture around the Baron, but realistically they can't win a team fight. So right now the Vladimir, he's not able to be moved in bottom lane. Aurelia sitting on 800 gold. Vladimir probably going to pick up the blue buff, steal that away, get that much closer towards his CDR cap. Then he'll probably move into bottom lane with the double Ocean Dragon and the Mountain Dragon. He can definitely move Aurelia off of the inhibitor turret by himself. He also has Cleanse. And okay, Corki. Everyone's just posturing around here. So these are the moments where you can start the neutral objective and then just commit to a team fight because of how far ahead you are. Cuzz, yeah.
Looks like McHale's is done, because he immediately got out of that one. And take a look at this. No Sejuani ultimate, no vision around the Baron. They're starting it so soon. Finally some vision. With the final spark comes in. Let's see if Cuzz can do it. No, Nuguri not going to take any chances. Just backing away with this team. Actually, Nuguri was the one who wanted to continue doing it. The rest of his team said, no, we're not going to DPS it. They know about it now. It was a nice try to sneak, but it does get found out.
So now this does mean that the tempo will reset once more. 3 minutes until the next Mountain Dragon coming up, so very slow and steady. And if some people are wondering, well, why doesn't DAMWON just stop Sejuani from entering the pit? None of their champions really have a way to. If there was CC such as bindings or snares or stuns or something in that regard, you could definitely commit to it and then lock the Sejuani up over the wall and then just secure yourselves the Baron. But without that being present, they will have to take a little bit of a safer route. And they're fine. They're fine to sit back and continuously keep getting items. Their champions are only getting stronger, and the base scaling for their team is much, much stronger than KingZone.
Okay, Rascal trying to do a bunch here to BeryL, but nice big shield and a bunch of movement speed will get him out of harm's way. Not too much vision just yet in this upper river for the side of KingZone.
Vladimir is moving up through mid now. He has the Void Staff complete.
Oh, boy.
Very nice to see. It's not a Morellonomicon.
Good idea.
Yeah. Void is picked up. There's already Magic Resist present and will continuously be getting piled on the side of Kingzone. So Void is definitely going to be the best item for him. And I think that they're just waiting for Corki to complete his third core item. They're really taking this pretty slow and steady. I'm LS, and this is the LOL state.
Thanks for wrapping that up for us, LS. Very nice and clean. And now with the weather report, we can have 2 ocean drinks. It's actually rainy season here in Korea, which means generally it's supposed to rain a lot, but normally, or nowadays I should say, it has been pretty cloudy, but not a lot of rain. Just some mixed light showers and some sunny weather here and there.
It hasn't been... I remember when I first got to Korea in 2011.
Yeah.
That July, or that August, which is actually after monsoon season, was a nightmare. It was raining all the time. The winds were so scary. And now nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Climate change, right? Here we go. We're going in on the Baron again. As TusiN wants to check it, but he nearly gets blown up on the backside. They have vision of it this time. We're just going for the 50-50, and it goes to Ezreal, the big cataclysm, as TusiN tried to flash in and smite too, but he wasn't even able to get it off. So the Baron does go the way of DAMWON as well as a free kill.
And now Kingzone, they do have an Orianna as well as a Lux and a Lucian, but they're going to be hard-pressed to try to resist against this Baron buff. Now, not every day that you get to see Open Dragon end up potentially being useful, but let's just take a look at Canyon's HP here.
Ooh, Nuguri wants to go one-on-one, but Rascal brought his buddy. And look at Cuzz, he just runs away. He wants none of it as he knows Rascal wouldn't be able to help him out, and the push is on by DAMWON.
Nuguri able to repel 2 people in the top there, as another wave's coming in, but it doesn't actually seem like he's going up towards it. As they're going to turn their attention to the Mountain Dragon.
And they're going to kill it here before letting the Elder spawn. I know this has been a point of debate for the analysts here on the desk. They roll another Ocean, which is going to delay this Elder from spawning for quite a while. Yeah,
and that's not something that you wanted to do when you're an Ezreal and Corki team composition, especially because right side river is even more difficult for Kingzone to defend against because they're going to be naturally more split up from those choke points that enter into it. So definitely an error to not just allow that dragon to live until 30 minutes and then eat it to force the Elder to spawn. Corki now, though, with his rapid fire cannon, he will double his attack range. So you can put him on
It's powerful.
Yeah, it is quite powerful. Corki's not in TFT yet. I was testing.
Not yet, not yet. I knew that. I didn't want to embarrass you. Maybe you thought that way.
Oh,
As
okay.
ShowMaker coming on in here, did he just bait BeryL? Or who's baiting who? As coming in from behind his Canyon with the stoveplate. The huge knockup on the backside. Where's the Vladimir? They don't even need him. A big shockwave, though, is going to turn it in favor of Kingzone. But as I say that, it's trading back and forth. Deft is going to do the damage. He's getting the big crits. But now big boy Nuguri coming up to the top side. He wants some blood. This vampire, he's thirsty. He's going to find Naehyun here. Does he have it? No, he doesn't. Gets shot down by 1,037 damage from that empowered Q as Nuguri comes finally to protect his friends.
But that's still a really good trade there for Kingzone. They get 3 of the Barons off of DAMWON. They only lose top tier 2 turret. They get a lot of gold that helps them come back into the game. All in all, it's not that bad. We'll take another look at it once again. And just take a look at all of this. ShowMaker, he doesn't quite have free deal. BeryL being forced to flash out. Canyon being an absolute god. That is Tanner from high school. As he went in there with the EQ, after that Cataclysm, he took virtually no damage because of the Stone Blade. And then Deft just going hero mode, dashing into the opponents, but he knew the Vladimir was on the way, but he didn't swing that way, so he swung right down into middle lane. Naehyun trying to do his best to run away.
Oh. So much blood. That's a scary moment there from the Vladimir. That's not a position you want to be in as the poke is real. And again, they're just going to dunk the Orianna. Does a little bit of damage to the Corki, but he doesn't care. Nuguri just frontlining now. DAMWON are going to have to walk home with their tail between their legs. DAMWON will look to continue this push as well. Not wasting any time, just going to do a bit of poking damage. But will respect it and move back to the lane.
Valdez, the minigame. Watch ShowMaker's HP. He has 2 oceans. Look at the effectiveness. Look at it.
Yeah, we're looking on the left side at Corki's icon here.
It's only been 20 seconds. Come on. He's almost
now,
there.
now
he's cheating.
Yeah, he's attacking. That's not fair.
That's all right. Whatever. All right. So we take another look at this. Canyon has just been on point today with his engages here.
The guy already has my MVP vote.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how this game goes.
And now, DAMWON, they could just realistically take a team fight and end the game. Canyon, though, he's going to make a little bit of a pit stop. Wolf is on his menu tonight.
Yeah, it's not every day you get to eat some nukde, which is Korean for wolf.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like how you wove
adding
that
a little
in
bit
there.
of spice, right?
Now, look, he's taking Agatha
Teaching
out
the
on a
viewers
date.
some Korean, right?
Yep. Ended up leveling up as well. And now, Canyon looking for vision control around the top. A little bit surprising, the way that he is going about it. Vladimir in the bottom lane is able to be held off by the Orianna.
Oh boy. They're all coming for ShowMaker now. They want him to use that package, but he's just holding on to it for so long. And here comes the troops coming in from behind. As that one is going to sail wide once again. And another big cataclysm. This guy is just on fire tonight. As Nuguri, what is going on? They try to trade it back, but everybody is just melting. And they finally kill him. But can Deft even stand up to ShowMaker here? The answer is no for now.
That's going to be red buff going over to DAMWON Gaming as well as the Baron. And they're just going to start it up right away.
Everybody can jump over the wall in this comp.
Yeah. And they should just wait for Karma. They shouldn't actually eat it. There's no rush to go anywhere. So they could have waited for Karma. They didn't do it.
Yeah. Nobody cares about Karma.
2 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Okay.
So we see this happening once again. ShowMaker is basically baiting because they can't realistically kill him. And then Canyon coming in, he's holding the Cataclysm, ends up getting a 2-for-1 there. Fantastic engage. And then Nuguri, he just goes a little bit too far forward. If he kept on the full retreat, he didn't need to die. Ended up getting clipped right there by the shockwave at the very, very end. And Deft was on a full-on retreat.
And now, finally, they are going to start the timer here for the Elder. But they could have just waited until 30.
It could already be
here.
spawning in 30 seconds.
Yeah. They would have that, and then right after the Baron, they could link it with the Elder and then push in. But instead, a third Ocean.
Well, it was imperative that they got that. Look, they have mint chocolate chip ice cream.
That's true.
What can King's Zone do against that? Yeah,
very
exactly.
Delicious, yeah. I could go for some ice cream.
Yeah, I bet you could.
DAMWON getting all the ice cream. Looking for wins, too. As Nuguri is just always going to threaten this flank on the left side. Finally, Cuzz is going to try to stand up to him. He gets the pool. And there's the ultimate onto the Nuguri, but it doesn't matter as TusiN immediately going to go down, and Canyon is just 1v3ing in the back line. He zones them all out. there's really not much that the side of Kingzone can do, as they're all alone here. Deft trying his best. He wants to get the crits, but okay, nice shockwave there. Is going to kill the support, but you can see the crits now out of the Corki. He doesn't seem to care. Cuzz is back now, trying to stand up to them. Deft, okay. Nice 2-tap there on the ShowMaker.
Deft is what happens when the Jin airplane gets off the ground when the Jin Air ADC's on it. Yeah, that's what happens.
All right, we're pushing in now with the TP. This is going to be ShowMaker coming back. Okay, Nuguri just going on in. And here he is once again, just going to get underneath all of them. And there it is, the big Q on an Naehyun. They're trying to do damage to him, but ShowMaker is just going to clip them all down from low health. Already the applause coming out from the audience as they know this game is all but done. And they get ShowMaker, they will. As Nuclear trying to stay in, another big knock up there. Nuguri doesn't have his cooldowns, and actually, the game might not be over yet as the Nexus is exposed. Kingzone desperately trying to hold on.
Canyon is just,
oh, there we go.
Please hit the Nexus.
Stoneplane underneath all 4 members, gets a ton of health, and there you go. Is able to tank it on up, and he should be the MVP of that one. DAMWON coming out huge tonight in game number